I've been thinking a lot about the channel lately, and honestly, it's been different, and not necessarily bad different, but definitely has been feeling different. And there's been a lot of things in the background that you guys haven't seen that have kind of caused those changes. We did the fork in the road video about 4 or 5 months ago, and I meant everything I said in it. It's time to keep this fun, and the missing part of the change that I made was the view chasing and the view, wanting just views and not like making stuff that I enjoy. It's so easy to slip into. It's so easy to get back to, especially when you understand the analytics and you understand the changes you can make that aren't necessarily things you want to do, but things that you know will work. And it's the hardest part of making content for me, and diving into types of content and types of playthroughs that I know will get clicks versus what I really want to do on a given day has been a huge struggle. I really believe in finishing what you start, and that's been the biggest issue that I've had with the Farming Simulator channel. Is I will start a playthrough and the views will dive and I won't want to do it anymore. And instead of looking at what I really believe about building a community, I constantly was trying to grow the community and not foster, not massage, not take care of the existing community as much as I originally intended to. And I made a comment recently about like wanting like a 50 to 60 episode playthrough, and knowing that just using random numbers, if the first episode hit 10,000 views and by episode 5 we're back down to like 3,000 views and it stabilizes there, that's got to be okay. At some point it's got to be okay. Like, that is our reality of where we are as a channel. Then there's nothing wrong with that. If other people are getting 15,000 views on every video because they're making it a one-off video and they enjoy that, like, I can't look at that the same as I look at my content and my channel size and the growth of my channel and keep going that way. I feel like the path I went down was new viewer, and not take care of existing long-term viewer that's had 150 comments and has been a channel member for 18 months. I don't feel like I have fostered that part of the community well, and it's pretty clear in the silence of our Discord server. And that's something that I really want to change. And the fight of the beginning of what I said, like the goal was within the grasp of grabbing and the goalposts. We were almost there. And we didn't get there. And that's okay, because the financial situation that I'm in doesn't need this to happen. It doesn't need to be a full-time thing. It doesn't need to be the income that I made when Farming Simulator 25 went live, which was awesome, but it wasn't a realistic number because the game was new. There's a lot of hype for it. The hype died and it went back to where it was prior. And that should have been okay, but my brain did not translate that as okay. It translated that as failure. And that's where the reality of having an awesome wife that is watching this whole process and is like, babe, you've made it. And it's not a stretch to feel like I have been successful on YouTube, but it has been a struggle for me to comprehend that and allow myself to have that win. And so I want to use this platform here to get all of this out, because a lot of these rants end up showing up in videos that kind of hurt the performance of them and don't necessarily like make for great content, where in the moment for the regular viewer could see where I'm coming from. But long term, like someone that finds the channel and jumps through like 7 different series and then all of a sudden gets to the series where Chris is in a bad mood and gets just this terrible rant that makes it sound like he hates the game, when in reality I'm just in a bad mood and I don't have as much patience for bugs or for mechanics that I don't personally think are perfect. That doesn't necessarily mean they're bad mechanics or that they need fixed. It just means that it's just not the way I would do it if I did it, and that's fine. I didn't make it. I need to be okay with that. I need to be able to rant and then move on and not have it in the video. But the grind for 2.5 years has been real. I mean, we're doing 5 to 6 uploads a week for a long time. We've scaled back to about 3 to 4. We did the supercuts for a couple weeks and it just drained me, not really understanding what the algorithm was thinking or seeing from those. And part of like the hidden shop or the stuff that people don't necessarily see is I can look at analytics and I can look at, main things of click through on how many people click on it when they see the thumbnail, average view duration of how long that they watch the video once they click on it, and looking at those two metrics and seeing videos that are outperforming another video but not getting as many views has been the most confusing thing in the world for me. Is we have a 1.5 million view. I haven't looked at it in a while in the first year of Cattle Ranch of FS22. And I captured about 90 days in what the click-through rate was and the average view duration. And I've had videos over the last 6 months that are blowing that away and those metrics in the first 90 days, but are getting like 60,000 views or 10,000 views, or like the finale of Whiskey RP got like 8,000 views. It might be a little bit more. I haven't checked in a while. And so you can tell by the way I'm talking right now how deep and how often my number one focus is analytics. And that's the type of brain I have. And I don't think that will change, but it's got to be limited to where like I was so focused on the first 24 hours of every video or the first 48 hours of every video that I didn't realize there was a video that did extremely well until it was almost too late. And the Cattle Ranch FS25 video has been one of our most successful videos of FS25. But I didn't even realize that because I was so focused on 24 hours, 48 hours that I had no idea that we hit well over 100,000 views and did not release the season 2 in enough time to build on that momentum. And so it's been just a mind mess of doing the right thing versus doing what's enjoyable. And it gets to the point where you have to make a decision. There's a fork in the road. You have to go down a path, and you can't do 2 steps forward, 2 steps back anymore, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back anymore, and get yourself right back into that old funk. You got to do what you want to do. And that's been the thing. Like, if I got this full time, would I be able to sustain it? And there's a huge blessing that I do have about that is if we were successful enough to go full time, let's just randomly say 6 months ago, and then you quit your day job, you no longer have that income coming in that all your bills are paid for by, and you just have this now performance-based income of YouTube, and you hit a funk where you don't want to play the game. You don't want to play the single game that your channel posts. You're screwed. And those are the things that are going through my head is like, is it a goal that I actually want, or is it that I just don't want to do my day job anymore? And so the reality is every time I would start a channel like the sports channel and the new Socks Way Up channel and get a lot of non-farming simulator content and playthroughs out there to enjoy, the drive and desire to play farming simulator grew more and more and more every single time. And so I knew at that point, because I was having internal debates, am I going to be able to play this game for another 5 years, let alone like till I feel like I have enough money to retire if I was full time? And right now, without like unforeseen changes in the future, I do think I could play it if there is something else to help, another outlet. And I've tried just playing other games, and the funniest thing about making content is I've had a hard time sitting down and just playing a game to play it. It's not to say that I've lost the enjoyment. The enjoyment's still there. Like when I play, it's sometimes like I'll be 50% through making a video and I just don't want to talk. I just want to keep playing. And that's been another struggle, is just like, is it okay to not show everything? And it's been it took me a long time to kind of accept that it's okay to not show everything. I don't want you guys to miss a ton, but sometimes I don't want to talk and I just want to play. And like what I want from these videos, and I do want to do them like every month, maybe. We'll see how often they come out, but they're going to be my escape, my way to rant, my way to just talk about whatever's on my mind and share with you guys and have fun with it. And let people that like really have joined the community and kind of believe in the community see a side of me that isn't going to be in videos. And I haven't had enough time to go live enough, or enough mental capacity really to go live. And you have to be on when you're live, especially because I do want the camera on when I'm live now, and you can't hide, like, even if it's like a 5 minutes lull of wanting just a break or like walk away. But anyways, there's been a lot of steps and changes and quick wins that I saw that I could do making content. I got to the point where I really felt like I understood what would get clicks in Farming Simulator, and it's not necessarily what I enjoy. Like when I started this back in 2019 on Twitch, it was, iRacing because that's what I was into. It was City Skylines because that's what I was into. It was Minecraft. And at the time, I wanted to do Let's Plays. I never wanted to do RP. I never really want to do RP. It comes out sometimes, and I think I finally found my style of RP that I enjoy, and that's just being immersive into the game and not necessarily like forcing out a story, but building a world where we're just living in. And that's what we're going to try to do with the current farm rescue. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, if it's not fun, it's not worth doing. And some of the best YouTube advice I've ever heard was, if you're not having fun, the audience isn't having fun. So what's the point? Like, you got to do it to have fun. And if you're not enjoying it, people aren't going to enjoy watching it. And that's become very apparent. And I will get comments where people are like, Chris, don't burn yourself out again. We love your content. Don't burn yourself out again. And the burnout comes when I make content I don't enjoy. The burnout comes when I try to keep up with a schedule I can't maintain. And some things have changed recently that have forced me to scale back. And it's the best thing ever. And what is crazy is looking back at the original schedule that we were keeping when I started the Farming Sim channel is basically what I'm getting back to. And I've put in more time over the last 18 months into making content than I ever thought I would have while I have a full-time job. But that's got to change. I have some physical issues that I'm dealing with my back and my legs, of sitting here for 12 to 14 hours a day. Has taken a toll on my body, and it's time to get in shape. It's time to get healthy, and I'm doing that. Have a pain management company that's helping me with that in town. Amazing. It's going great. We're about 2 weeks into it, and I would say we're getting there. I don't think I feel great yet, but I feel way better than I did when I started, and it was to the point where I thought I was going to have hip surgery. Not to go too far into what's going on, but I definitely don't feel like that is the case now. But something had to change, and sometimes life will do things and force change on you for the better, even if it isn't something you initiated. And I think it was great. And it's gotten me really thinking about what I want to do with this channel. And when the Socks Way Up channel started earlier this year that I quit, I was literally 2 minutes away from changing the name of the Farming Sim channel and making it a variety channel. And I chickened out. I knew I would lose views. I knew I would lose part of the audience. I knew it would cause the growth to just stop for a short time, and then maybe we could have picked it back up. And I got terrified of it. And it's every single time I get into this burnout phase, it's not that I'm burnt out from making content. It's not that I'm burnt out from making videos or recording or playing games. I'm burnt out from playing just one game all the time. I'm burnt out from editing one game all the time. I'm burnt out from coming up with ideas for new series of the same game all the time. And the best way to grow is to start a series and finish it, and then start a series and finish it, and make it unique. I mean, I got a comment today that said I'm not unique. There's nothing unique about my channel, because they watched a video of the White Farm during the end of FS22 where I was just wanting a break. And so I just played. I just played and talked. There was no goals. There was no beginning or end. It was just, I wanted to play. And those comments aren't like, and I've said in a live stream, is those comments aren't going to faze me anymore. I see them, and then I won't see them ever again. I laughed at it at this point, and I'm sorry if the person who left that comment ends up seeing this and they feel like I'm being rude to them. I'm not being rude. I'm not taking it serious. A person that I've never met in real life saying that my content sucks, I'm not taking it serious. I'm doing what I want to do. And that's the balance here, is being me and making content that I find fun is what I'm going to do. You might see other games show up on the Farming Sim channel. You might see a name change. Nothing's been decided. I just wanted to rant. I just wanted to talk. I want an outlet to just say whatever's on my mind. As long as it's not super controversial, I'll put it in these videos. It makes me feel better to do these rants. Even like recording this and not posting it would probably be enough to make me feel better. But I want the audience that's been around, that I feel like I need to foster better, the actual Farming Sim SWU community of people that have been around for a while, and the names that I see in the comments all the time that I am thankful for and terrified of losing. I want to foster that community more. And I want to figure out how to do that without my brain saying the views are dipping. Cause like giving people a little bit of insight, and I really wanted to do this, and it probably makes sense on why the moods have changed a lot, is we were like 120% there for a couple months on the money I needed to make to go live or to go full time. And that was the first couple months that FS25 was out. And then January hit and it got down to about 80%. And then February through April hit and it got back down to about 50%. And it broke my heart. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It broke my heart. It made me feel like we can do this. And then it made me start thinking at the same time, was if it happened, like watching what happened, like if in December I was like, I'm quitting, and then to get a 50% decrease, which turned into almost a 66% decrease by the time I somewhat recovered, I would have been bankrupt. So it's a blessing. Like, and I keep saying, like, a lot of this stuff has been a blessing, and it's been helping me figure out what I want to do long term and how I want to present things to you guys. I've never let myself feel the in between of starting the channel and being full time. I've never let myself enjoy and feel like we've been a success. And I think that's something that has hurt the channel. And it's the funniest thing that I've learned is, if I would have kept the mindset of we're doing great, we're growing, we're doing exactly what we want to do, we're having fun with it, it probably would have kept growing, instead of me shifting gears to what I think people want to watch instead of what I want to create. And we can't go back in time. We can't undo what we did. I can unpublish videos, but I can't like get that time back and the favor of the algorithm that I felt like I had for a good amount of time. And to be clear, like, I'm not complaining about the views we're getting right now. The channel's doing great. The channel's doing really good the last quarter, and it's been fun. It's just the things that I think about and want to talk about and have been just kind of scared to do it is what's happening now. And it's been interesting. I don't feel like I'm burnt out. And I think I probably have said this earlier. I feel like I'm just burnt out of farming right now. And there needs to be the ability to take a break from that, but not have the channel disappear. And that's been the most frustrating part of YouTube, is I wanted to take a week off, or I want to take 2 weeks off. And like, I was building momentum in July, and I wanted to take time off because my parents were coming to town, and they ended up not being able to make it in July. And so I did take a week off in July, and then they came in September and I took 2 weeks off. And I felt the week off from July for 2 months. And it's been the most frustrating thing about YouTube to me, is if I don't post a video for a week or a week and a half, it takes 2 months to build the momentum that you had beforehand. And so it gets to the point where it's like, who cares about the momentum? Like, stop looking at analytics, stop looking at the click through, stop looking at the views, just have fun. So we're trying to get back to the point where it feels more like a hobby, where it doesn't feel like a job. And I tried that path. I tried the, let's take it serious. I am really good at focusing on my job because I know that's going to pay my bills. And I know that's the top priority that I need to work on during my working hours. And so that's something I tried to shift to, is like, okay, we got the day job done today. Let's start working on the YouTube job and taking it really serious. And I felt like at a point it was good, but it's not sustainable for both. And the hobby aspect of it went away. And that's been the biggest, strongest, or hardest part of this whole thing for me, is figuring out how to balance. And I think the biggest thing that I want to do is is enjoy the in-between. I don't know if I'll ever go full-time. It is a complete unknown. But allowing myself to say that as far as we have come has been a success has been the biggest thing that I want to do. And I think a lot of channels that are about my size that aren't full-time, that are still like grinding and doing everything, I hope all of you are seeing that, like, if you hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, you're a success. I mean, there's going to be a lot of channels that have like one video go off for like 100,000 views, and then they hit 10,000, not a lot. There're going to be some, and then they hit 10,000 subscribers, and then they hit like 100 views per video after that, and it sucks. But that video was successful, and enjoy it and be happy, be excited that it happened. I mean, but looking forward to what I want the entire ecosystem of content creating being is something that's ever going to be evolving for me. And I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I don't know what 2 months from now is going to be like. And I think that's got to be okay. It's got to be something that doesn't matter. I'm not quitting. I'm unless something really bad happened to the economy or something really bad happened in my personal life, family life, I'm not quitting. I'm not going anywhere. But you're going to see me make videos that are more of what I want to make. And if that causes people to leave, that sucks. And I'm sorry, but my happiness is the number one priority here. And have I stopped chasing the dream of full time is kind of one of the things that has to kind of be answered. And I think you have to. I think you have to stop chasing it and turn it into a hobby again, and enjoy what you're doing. And the in between is the big thing to me. Is enjoy the in between. And if we're stuck in the middle, then so be it. This channel's done well for us. It's been an amazing blessing to my family and to the community. I think has really enjoyed it. And it's been awesome seeing names over and over and over again in comments and knowing that they're there for me and seeing them on all 3 channels that I've made. It's been a lot of channels, but seeing people across channels has been so cool. I could keep talking all night. My throat's starting to get a little sore here. We're going to call this Seasons of Thoughts, or Season of Thoughts. And I'm going to post these every once in a while when I just want to rant, when I just want to talk. There may not be a conclusion to anything we're talking about because of the rantiness of it, but that's what it is. But if you're listening to this, man, thank you. Thanks for letting me think out loud and just hanging out. No clue how far the reach of this video is going to be. It's not going on the main channel, but it's going to be fun, and we'll put it in the podcast section and we'll go from there. Eventually, maybe we'll have guests that want to rant. Maybe we won't. Maybe it'll just be me every once in a while. No gameplay, just staring at my face. We might throw up some graphics here and there, but low editing, low effort, just me. And like always, I'm Socks Way Up. I will catch you on the next video.